Shauna Jones, the community manager for Ubisoft's upcoming game, Star Wars Outlaws, a game that I'm absolutely looking forward to checking out and playing, has come under fire. In the wake of all this Sweet Baby Inc. stuff and all this DE and I controversy coming out, it seems like almost daily there's either a community manager or a gaming journalist that is coming mask off and showing just how much they hate white men and gamers, actually. Let's just broaden it to just gamers. Now, she made some comments on Twitter that have come out to the point where she has deactivated her Twitter account. Her Twitter or her X account, it's still Twitter to me, is no longer active. It doesn't exist anymore. That's because she got busted with a lot of comments hating white male gamers. And yeah, you hate to see it when these people that are responsible for communities, this person is literally a community manager for some of the biggest games that are coming out. They also previously worked on other games like Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, and some of the Just Dance series. These people are responsible for cultivating a friendly community involving some of these games, but behind the scenes and on their social media, they're spitting some of the most harsh vitriol towards gamers, the very people that they need to be catering to. So yeah, her social media post, spanning several years, reveal a consistent pattern of negativity towards certain groups of gamers, and I think that's almost contradictory if you're a community manager. So yeah, she's based in Newcastle, United Kingdom. And she's been with Ubisoft apparently for 4 years. And again, like I mentioned, contributed to various titles such as Avatar, Just Dance. And despite all of her achievements, which if you look at her resume on her LinkedIn, she's done quite a bit. Kudos to them in the professional working environment. Her comments on Twitter, on her social media, have sparked quite a bit of controversy. And honestly, raising questions about whether their views on diversity and inclusion are even, I guess, well intended. Okay, so on paper, when you look at DE and I and you see all these people that are supposed to spread diversity and inclusion, on paper it sounds good, but a lot of times the execution is in how these people act. And you've seen it. You've seen how full of venom these people get towards consumers. Like, they literally hate us guys. Anybody that's a straight male, especially if you're white, these people hate us. For whatever reason, companies are hiring these batshit insane women that just hate men, especially white men, and they have all these weird agendas and narratives that they got to push. These SJW ideologies where white man bad, let's shut them out. And you go through their backlog of tweets and you just see all the fucking wild shit that these women come from. Like seriously, imagine being with a woman like this that just spews this much nonsense. So there is a few posts here where she complains about diversity, suggestion that change is necessary in the gaming industry. And you can see why all these tweets right now are causing a backlash to where people are actually accusing her of bias and discrimination towards white male gamers. So, Eric, why does any of this matter? Why are you raising awareness to stuff that doesn't matter? I heard that the other day. People were like, why are you making problems out of something that doesn't matter? No, this does matter. A lot of these people that have this platform of being a community manager are using it with discrimination, which is the very thing that they are supposed to be working towards, making a more friendly, inclusive environment with these games. It's ridiculous how much power some of these people that are community managers, gaming journalists, even game devs, CEOs of game companies, PR people, in the wake of all this Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, what we're seeing happen. And these guys, they spit all this passive aggressiveness. They attack people. When they get called out on it, they block or deactivate their Twitter, or they go behind protected tweets and they play the victim. That's basically the method of it. So yeah, Jones, she's been facing this backlash for comments about even streamers like Ninja If you look at this tweet, she's implying that he was flaunting his white privilege by not addressing certain issues. It's almost like this, oh, you're only successful because you're white type of thing, that she's trying to place blame on him. And I really don't think that somebody that attacks members of the gaming community, whether they're big or small, or they're even white like Ninja, I don't think that is a good sign that you're able to be a community manager, which is a position that represents a diverse gaming community impartially. You got to be impartial. Obviously, this leads a certain percentage of the people that she's actually managing in her community that she has disdain for. And that's why she's being called out. And if you don't see this issue, if you don't see this as an issue, then you're part of the problem too. How can you be a champion for diversity and inclusiveness if you hate a segment of the people that you're supposed to be working with? How does that work? You're actually reverse racism at that point, and you're being discriminatory towards somebody, which is, guess what? Racism. I don't understand how they don't out. And, you take a look at some of these tweets that she has, and you got to look at, how this raises questions about diversity and inclusivity in the gaming industry when individuals in influential positions, such as community managers, have no control of their words and their actions, which they need to be mindful of what they say and do, especially on their social media when you're representing a company for 4 years. I personally love Ubisoft. I hope when they see this video, they don't think it's an attack on them, on the company. I hope they see that it's an attack on a employee that they have that is being irresponsible with the role that they have been given in their company. Ubisoft as a whole is a great company, in my opinion. I enjoy a lot of their games, but to see a community manager be this vile towards gamers is concerning, in my opinion. You got to promote inclusivity. You got to promote understanding a mutual common ground where we can create a more welcoming environment for all gamers, whether you're white, whether you're African American, Mexican like myself, straight, bi, gay, whatever you name it. Part of fostering a community, part of being a community manager means that you are making an environment for everybody to enjoy video games, which honestly, that's what it should be about. But you look at all these freaking tweets where she's saying everything about white men and just constantly attacking them. It's weird. And this is an issue that has to be addressed. And thankfully, a lot of people like Grums and Smash JT, myself, Melanie Mack, Yellow Flash, Side Scrollers podcast, The Quartering, they're bringing all this to light because we need a more inclusive gaming community, but it needs to be done without social justice warrior transgressions, people trying to hate a certain sector of the gaming community. Because whether you realize it or not, these people are the ones that are the toxic, intolerant side. This weird wokeness that's prevalent in the gaming community. And thankfully, the Sweet Baby Inc. situation has brought more awareness to where people are being a lot more vigilant towards this. You have to acknowledge that there is a bias against male gamers, white gamers, anybody that doesn't conform to the message and the narrative. And until that happens, to where we can get a community where everyone feels respected and represented in gaming without this cringe ideologies being pushed against us, we're going to constantly be having this battle of anti-woke versus woke, or whatever you want to fucking label it. It's very frustrating and annoying to see. And I know some people will be, oh, why are you crying, man? You're just crying. It's not crying. It's giving your opinion on this and seeing the situation beginning up with a game that I'm looking forward to, which is Star Wars Outlaws, a franchise that has already been bastardized by Disney with problems like this. You hate to see it. A game that I was looking forward to that has a community manager involved that I probably would answer to if I was going to be getting a review code, hates gamers, hates white male gamers, hates males probably in general, whether they're white or not. And it's very concerning to see. So I want to know your thoughts down below. Let me know in the comments section. I'd like to hear you guys engage in this conversation because this is something that's picking up steam overall in all the gaming community, not just at Ubisoft, not just with Star Wars Outlaws, or Outlaws, I mean. It's picking up steam. So let me know down below.